Thank you. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm very glad to be back after last year. And it's a pleasure for me to be here this morning on behalf of all the members of what we call ICCAIA or ICCAIA, the International Coordinating Council for Aerospace Industries Association. I would like to thank Paul Steele. Thank you. For inviting me to give this speech and express the voice of the manufacturers industry about the future of air transport within the framework of this prestigious Aviation and Environment Summit. Since my predecessor, Marion Blakey, addressed this audience last year in her quality as ICCAIA chairwoman, the conditions affecting our sector have drastically changed. Airlines are suffering, customers are fading away, production is being held back. The economic crisis is biting us all quite strongly. On the one hand, these conditions are conducive to a reduction in emission levels, as Giovanni mentioned, because so many aircraft are grounded. But this is not necessarily the best way for our sector to improve its environment performance. For the aerospace manufacturing industry, the best way forward is clear. What is needed are more and more efforts and investments in the field of research. As we all know, our industry has already done a lot to improve its environmental impact, reducing in particular the fuel burnt per seat by more than 70% since the introduction of the jet engine in commercial aviation. But we are determined to keep progressing towards the sustainable development of our activities for the benefit of our stakeholders and our society at large. Research and technology are fundamental for our environmental objectives. All possible areas of improvements have to be investigated, and they are. Aerodynamics, advanced materials, systems, electronics, configuration, engines, and of course, alternative fuels. In Europe, ICCAIA, the Advisory Council for Aeronautical Research in Europe, has established a research target of 50% in reduction in fuel burn from 2005 to 2020. And to reach this, airframe reduction is targeted to contribute up to a level of 21 to 25%, engines up to 15 to 20%, and air traffic up to 7 to 12%. These goals compare favorably with other national targets, such as in US, NASA, and next-gen goals. These are the research goals we have set in our aim towards carbon neutrality by 2020. CO2 reduction commitments from our manufacturing industries are 15% per new generation of aircraft. Within ICCAIA, we are united in our commitments to work collaboratively to reach our targets. ICCAIA is committed to achieving carbon neutral growth, and we hope to be able to go even further when that is achieved. Around the world, it is crucial that we engage in more joint technical and research initiatives. The Clean Sky in Europe and Clean program in US, which I understand means continuous lower emission, energy, and noise. As far as Clean Sky is concerned, European aeronautics manufacturing industry has been contributing to half of the program budget of 1.6 billion euros. And the same applies to CESAR and NextGen, two air traffic management research programs for more efficient ATM systems, which will result in lower fuel consumption and therefore lower emission levels. Working towards a cleaner environment is therefore a strong and clear objective for the manufacturers. It should also be a clear objective of policymakers and public authorities to help our industry deliver the technological results that will be needed if tomorrow's challenges are to be met. This is why now is certainly not the time to reduce the level of public support and funding going into aeronautics research. I'm sorry, this chart has been, okay, thank you. Let me add that in the context of the current crisis, supporting aeronautics research is sure to offer an excellent return on investment, as our sector is a key technology driver for our economies. At the 13th conference of the UN FCCC parties held in Bali in December 2007, negotiators agreed to work towards a successor to the Kyoto Protocol. The new framework is expected to be completed by December 2009 conference in Copenhagen, to which it is extremely suitable that a worldwide solution for international aviation be proposed. This is why the industry is supporting ICAO's high-level group on international aviation and climate change, the GIAC, which is working towards an aggressive program of action to reduce the climate change impact of aviation. And Raymond Benjamin being in the room, I wish him good success in this very difficult endeavor. Ladies and gentlemen, we are all fully aware that the sustainable growth of the aviation industry worldwide can only be achieved through innovation and teamwork. Our aviation leaders signed a declaration last year at the same summit, undertaking common commitments on climate change to lead towards carbon neutral growth and a totally sustainable industry. We still are fully committed to reach all the goals supported by this declaration. And to fulfill our commitments to achieve carbon neutral growth and continue beyond that to reach our aspiration of a carbon-free future, it is necessary to identify the technologies beyond the current programs. ICCAIA is working with its members in Europe, Brazil, Canada, Japan, and the United States of America to develop the ICAO Action Plan through GIAC. We have also started to cooperate with other associations to join our views towards more efforts on climate change and emissions reductions. We should continue and reinforce such an approach. Cooperating on this level in itself is already quite innovative. This is teamwork leading to partnership. Thank you for your attention.